We're gonna find out if freedom lovers are drowned out or not. Today is Saturday, the 5th of June. We are on the ramp to the McDonald-Cartier Bridge going over the Ottawa River into the province of Ontario. Ontario standing for beautiful water. It's a lot of water today for sure. We're trying to show some solidarity with victims of the residential school murders, disappearances. And for that purpose we wear like orange. So far so good. I do remember when I threw you out with nothing but a fine tooth comb. No roadblocks or nothing. Now I know who's to blame. And back into the capital of Canada, Ottawa. This is a memorial to mourn and acknowledge the victims of genocide. Child bodies, 215, were just found in Kamloops, British Columbia at a residential school. Maps show any number of 55,000 schools all over Canada like that. I didn't find much orange in my wardrobe, but I thought I'd do this. Let's feel free.
My name is Dave, and I was just speaking to her about the fact that governments basically are masters of deception and illusion. They were able to master that technique for thousands of years. So they just introduce something new to distract everyone from. While the media is controlled, media concentration is well known in journalism circles, and the media just reports on whatever's popular of the day, but they don't really report the unpopular things. And whatever's going on now, we have the so-called pandemic. They don't speak about solutions really. They're just band-aid approaches.
Have you heard that all the three lead media have been paid $600 million
CBC, yeah,
to push the narrative?
Oh yeah. And meanwhile, if you check the statistics, nobody checks those.
I don't know about the mandate of CTV and the other channel that also was paid off, but CBC is a public broadcaster. They have a mandate. They can't really act that way.
I made complaints too, but they, not enough power in one person. But if you check their statistics, only 4% viewership of CBC television. Only 4%. In I think 2019.
It's probably correlating with the fact that it's only 4% of the budget that it used to be before
Who knows,
Harper times.
The establishment.
It's my guess. I don't know that.
Many old systems, many old bureaucracies are scared now because they're running out of ammunition. They're running on steam. Many big corporations are too, and they're not really changing.
They are bankrupt.
Yeah.
Is more like it.
Yeah. Well, same thing with governments too. Yeah.
So the two corporations that kind of coerce everybody else here in North America, through a paper wall. If you don't want to acknowledge the fact that the border is still closed, the land border, of red tape in order to get some legal status to work somewhere. These are things that the market could take
Yes.
care of perfectly.
Yes.
And then we have this police state already. Don't you think we would be able to deal with criminals who come into our country with some ulterior motives?
Yeah.
We are fit to do that. We don't need extra security at the border. That's totally made up in my view.
Yeah.
And this pharmaceutical component is only one way to ramp that up further.
Yeah.
Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Have you been passing the border lately?
To Quebec?
No, that's not a
US,
border. Wait a minute now, wait a minute. That's not a border.
No.
And Canadians have the right to circulate and travel
You mean
whichever way they want
interstate border, right.
between the provinces.
Yeah, I'm originally from Windsor, so I'm
Right.
from a border city, and I have a lot of experience living near there. So yeah, I know many people that are like Americans that live in Canada, and they can't visit their relatives there. Over a claim that there's a virus. I study biochemistry and things like that, like not the stuff they teach at universities, and I'm in a school about it right now, and that's the main issue. There's thousands, millions of viruses and bacteria. We are bacterial beings, viral beings. That's what we are.
Talking to a biologist. I'm having a field day with you right now.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Germ model versus terrain model.
Yeah, I think large parts of the population don't realize the meaning of this one or the other thing that you just posed there, you know?
Yeah.
To me, a biologist with a diploma from the University of Hanover in Germany, West Germany at the time, I fell out of that university not knowing that there's such thing as terrain theory and infection theory is, as a matter of fact, just a theory.
Well, when you say theory to the average person, they're like, well, they must be wishy-washy. It must not be proven. I said, no, it's a substantiated theory. There's all kinds of theories.
Now, seeing that I
It's a model.
am with a fellow scientist here, I feel very frustrated.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just one example.
I just recently got a genetic test done.
You did?
Yeah, 23andMe, and I'm going to get the raw data read by somebody. I'm trying to find out if I have anyway, that's beside the point. But yeah, genetics. So the basics people don't know. The education system is a system. It means roots. I think the word system means sewer in ancient Latin. So it's in the sewer.
It's more of an indoctrination.
Yeah, it is. Like instead of teaching, like I learned French. I wish I didn't learn French. Kind of. I wish I learned more math and more stuff that would benefit me in the practical world, right? Instead, now they're pushing that they have the Black Lives Matter, all these brand names everywhere. It's like a commercialized system. Everything's commercialized now. And I'm not against having commercialism, but it's just like a crony capitalism.
It should stop when you start to rent some crowd that's going to do camera effective damage in some neighborhoods that shouldn't be the target of the protest at all. You know, this is something really that irks me too. I look at so many people that are somewhat classified as a middle of the road audience, and in previous times you would have said this is the core liberal consensus of Canada, these people.
Well, we're liberal 100 years ago was the opposite.
They are not liberal at all.
No.
And they also don't care.
They're militant, if you want to say it, militant liberal, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Militant, I don't know the word to describe them, but they subscribe to all these labels and they claim to be thinking, they claim to be free thinkers. I don't see that being free thinking. I don't see it. This is crazy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Would you like anything else known about you? Do you have a website where people can contact you?
I'm building one right now, wellnessbachelor.com. I'm trying to launch a career around holistic health,
Fantastic.
incorporating germ versus terrain model, and I used to have health problems, and they said there was no solution. Yes, there is. There's no such thing as disease.
Say that website one more time.
Wellnessbachelor.com.
Well, excellent. And your name again?
Dave.
Thank you very much, Dave. I hope
you.
you're going to have a...
That's what the ancestors referred them to when they were asked to, when they came to me and said, the grandchildren will have to be doing a healing ceremony with the pipes. And two of my grandsons have their pipes here, but the mom's going to smoke them for them. So if I could ask everyone to stand around in a circle. If you want to participate, if you don't want to participate, that's fine.
All that I have the camera on. If not, I'm not going to show them images.
Good. Where's the lady?
The business is dying, and some people want to go have fun and eat some nice dinner with the family, and they cannot do that because they locked down and ruining everybody's life.
How do you think Canada's treated its senior population over the last year and a half?
Oh, that's terrible, I think. It's very, very sad because they cannot visit them, and they do whatever they want with these old people. Why they doing this? My opinion, because they want to kill them, they don't want to pay pension. That's the problem.
Suicide is through the roof right now, and overdoses is through the roof, and that alone tells you exactly what is happening. It shows you that we have failed in these policies, and I mean, if you're asking me, I think this is all part of a greater game. But at the same time, what we're doing to the people and to the younger generation is very sad at the moment. We're supposed to be protecting them and sheltering them, and they can't even go to school. The sad part is that when you see a young girl who's 13, 14 getting ticketed by the OPP because she's outside with a sign that says "Let me back into school," that by itself tells you, it speaks volumes. I mean, at 14, 15, I couldn't wait for a day off from school, but I still liked it, right? Right now, they're begging to go back. So that should clearly tell you the status of their well-being.
How do you think Canada's treated its senior population over the last year of lockdown?
Horribly. They're the most vulnerable out of all the populations, and what we've done is we haven't protected them properly the way we should have. They do constitute a great majority of the deaths that we've got, I believe, something around 80 to 90%. So that speaks to how we failed. But again, the long-term care home problem has been ongoing for a while now. Back during my service, if there was one outbreak at a long-term care home, it's only a matter of time before 3, 4, 5 people will start dropping. Elderly. So it is something that has been happening for a while. I think now it's been exposed a little bit more with what's happening, and I do believe that people. I do believe that people need to start looking at it more carefully because their parents weren't treated the right way. And you have people who have died by themselves. And that's sad, when you can't hold your mother's hand or your grandma's hand in her last moments. And they die alone in these very, very lonely, solitary, it's like solitary confinement almost, right? And it's prisons. Yeah. It's very sad. That's right. So I was a communications officer with the paramedic service, so we were privy to all the calls. So everything that happened, everything that was happening in the city, we got to hear and visually see on the screen, not in person. Our hospitals have been filled since 2012, 2011. If you go back and you look, offload delays at the hospitals have been a problem for the paramedics to offload their patients for a very long time. This is nothing new. Right now, I don't even know what the hospitals are at because I hear conflicting reports. I have people telling me ICUs is at 30%. Hospitals are empty. Last summer, there's an article where it says hospitals were telling people, if you hurt yourself or if you're injured, come to the hospital. We have beds for you. Right, so that kind of tells you, are we really in a pandemic? What is happening? And
when did you start to see some holes in the COVID narrative?
When they came out with the word COVID. For me, the word COVID stands for certificate of vaccination ID, and I told people that. The second week, right? The first week I said that this looks like a lot like the SARS issue that was happening. It might be nothing, and then it got out of hand. And then they said COVID, and I said, wait a second. put it together, and they said, "You're absolutely crazy. What are you talking about? Certification of vaccination." And I said, "Okay, well, we're gonna have a talk in about a year, and then we're gonna see how right I was, right?" And there you go. And that's the issue. My problem is if people were actually dying. If people were actually dying in great numbers, why aren't we flopping dead right now? Right?
As serving in a hospital, did you notice that they were supplementing patients, and how did they make sure that they had an overall good nutrition?
I never served directly at the hospital. I'm not too sure about hospital nutrition because I remember when I went to see my mom at the hospital once. You're buying fries and burgers. I'm not sure what kind of nutrition there is at the hospital. To be honest with you, they're going to give you Jello and a piece of toast with gluten in it and full of sugars. So it's definitely something that needs to be looked at. I mean, I'm a proponent of health. Everything starts with the way you eat and what you drink and how you treat your body, and from there your body's going to respond. Your body is your soul's real estate. You should invest in your personal property, and that's kind of funny I say that. It's because I'm
Let's have a look at you.
Yes.
So the audience can decide whether or not you respected that advice for yourself.
Thank you so much. I've been working out for 20 years. Thank you. 20 years, so I take care of myself. I don't drink, I don't smoke. Yes, maybe I'll have a joint here and there.
That's good for you, though.
But I make sure all my food's organic. I keep my meat low, a lot of nuts and seeds. I drink purified water. I infuse my water with lemon and lime. A lot of the information that comes out is very mudded, and it's not accurate unless you're directly dealing with it. I do know that vitamin C and vitamin D and zinc are super important for your system, and it's something, and magnesium. And those are the kind of things we should be pushing. We should have been pushing for people to be around other people because it's good for your health. The sun is actually one of the best cures for you. During the Spanish flu, they were actually taking patients outside and giving them sunshine. So that explains to you exactly how good the sun is. And we were telling people, don't go outside, don't take fresh air in. Right, the mask is a very problematic issue as well because it stops your oxygen levels from being high, and that also will make your cells cancerous over time. So I think we're going to be running into a lot of issues down the line because of the way we've reacted to this.
What's the link between sunlight and depression? Seeing you the starter of the mental health march here, right?
Well, have you sat in your basement for 3 days in a row? You're going to be very depressed. And I think we as human beings, we're energy, and we need to be around other positive energies and people who we can connect with. So it's telling people not to go outside, not to breathe fresh air, and not to be around their loved ones or people that they can connect with will deplete your moral and your physical nature.
Is there anything else you'd like our audience to know before I leave you to the march, Nick?
Stay strong. Stay strong, and don't be afraid. Understand that no matter what's happening, you have your rights. And right now, the real battle is going to be running through the courts. So don't be pushed to go take a vaccine. Don't be rushed to it. Don't be coerced into do it. Understand that you have rights and you have laws, and ask questions and question everything.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
And you too. Enjoy the march.
God bless.
So apparently we had an interesting time last week. There's a few situations that arose that we just need to address quickly. It's very important that we're polite and friendly to the public. We don't want to be attacking anyone. We want to communicate nicely and peacefully with everybody. Right, we're all here to unify together to march for our freedoms and our rights, and we don't want to infringe that on anyone else. Other people have choices. We all have choices. We want to help them make good choices, not bad ones.
Yeah. Amen.
So yeah, we want to keep our message to everyone as polite as possible, and don't want to be attacking them so that they can make their choices of their own free will, just as we are. So if they want to wear a mask, that's their choice. We can try and educate them that masks are useless. We don't want to be yelling at them to take their masks off and attacking people like that, right? It's also very important we stay on the sidewalk. If we don't have a large enough number, the police won't actually block the road for us, so it's better to stay on the sidewalk as much as possible. and for safety, right? We don't want to get run over by a car. Yeah, it's not like we're forcing everyone to do that, but it's probably just a good idea to not go on the road. Yeah. So our route for this week, we're going to go down towards Bank Street. We're going to walk down Bank, past Gladstone to 5th Avenue in the Glebe, and then we're going to come back up Bank Street to Gladstone, head towards Elgin, and then we're going to walk up Elgin to Rideau, then down Rideau to Dalhousie, and then York, and then stop at Oh So Good again. Or the other cafe's right beside it, I don't remember the name. But that's the whole route, so we're going to stick to that route. We suggested it already, it's been discussed with OPS and everything, so we only do that so everyone's aware of it. We have the choice to go wherever we want, but we've now set up that route for this week, so that's what we're going to stick to this week. And we love you all for coming. Thanks very much. Let's have a good rally. Oh yes, and always a special thanks to PBS and OPS for their continued support with our freedom. Thank you all for coming. Hope I did a good job on this. What do you think? I'm going here.
I wouldn't even go there. No, my choice. My body, my choice. What's your name? Every Saturday. Yeah, there's some elements in that.
مؤسسان پنجم آماده تهاجم مؤسسان پنجم آماده تهاجم
ما زن و مرد جنگیم بجنگ تا بجنگیم
ما زن و مرد جنگیم بجنگ تا بجنگیم ما زن و مرد جنگیم بجنگ تا بجنگیم
مرگ بر خامنه ای لعنت بر خمینی
مرگ بر خامنه ای لعنت بر خمینی مرگ بر خامنه ای لعنت بر خمینی
مرگ بر خامنه ای مرگ بر روحانی درود بر رجوی سلام بر
especially in the run-up to the so-called elections. The handpicked person who we want next president is actually implicated in the massacre of 30,000 political prisoners in 1988. He was one of the 3 men not only overseeing, ordering that mass execution. We are now witnessing like 215 children in Kamloops in their residential school. So you can imagine 30,000 political prisoners executed by this man who is supposed to be the next Iranian president. It's something that the world has to take notice, including Canada.
What's your name, sir?
Stop abusing terrorist regime of Iran now!
I am from Iran myself. I've been living here for the past 30 years.
to the mullahs, no deals with the mullahs.
No talks to the mullahs, no deals with the mullahs. No talks
Thank
to
you
the
very much
mullahs,
for
no
helping us
deals with the
to
mullahs.
understand.
Shaking hands with
Thank you.
This
mullahs,
cause is very
sharing crimes
How about
with
you?
mullahs.
Shaking hands with
Okay.
mullahs,
Born and
sharing
raised
crime
in
with
Okay.
Shaking hands with mullahs, sharing crime.
Okay, excellent.
Every Saturday,
Down with
10
Khomeini,
p.m. and then
down with
march
Rouhani,
down.
viva, viva democracy.
Down with Khomeini, down with Rouhani,
Thank you so much.
viva
Thank you.
democracy.
Yeah, I do
Down
have
with
it.
Rouhani,
Oh, yeah,
down
great. Give
with
me one, I'll give you
Rouhani,
mine.
viva, viva democracy.
Democracy, yes. Mullahs, no. They are terrorists. They must go.
Democracy, yes. Mullahs, no. They are terrorists. They must go. Democracy, yes. Mullahs, no. They are terrorists. They must go.
Rajaviyyas,
That's excellent.
Khomeini, no.
That's okay.
Terrorists, he must
Yeah, yeah.
go.
That's fine.
Yes.
That's not my business card either. This is my human rights card. Like I have this as well.
Terrorists must go.
Go, go, go. Terrorist regime must go.
Go, go,
Association,
go.
yeah.
Terrorist regime must go.
Yeah.
Go, go, go.
We're about in
Terrorist
West
regime
Germany
must go.
right now.
Go, go, go. Human regime must go.
Go, go, go.
Okay. Yeah. I have in my niece now in Germany.
Go, go,
Is
go.
it the
Khomeini must go.
Are you
Go, go, go. Khomeini must go. Go, go, go. Khomeini must go.
Down with
No.
Khomeini, down with Rouhani,
Oh my God,
viva,
so
viva
sorry.
democracy.
Subminder Singh Hassan. No. Okay. Perfect. And it's about can you explain me a little bit? You have the movement to come.
Down with Khomeini, down with Rouhani, viva.
Margaret Sepass here for a Broadcom.net on the corner of Elgin and Queen Street, Spark Street just north of that. And I just walked across through the street here and it's just deserted. This is downtown Ottawa, the capital of Canada, on a Saturday morning. Okay, there is nothing going on. There is absolutely nobody here. Okay. Spark Street looked a little bit better. Not a lot of people at all, which was always a problem of downtown, but I think this kind of desertedness is really unnatural. We are Saturday the 5th of June 2021. This is Maren Woltern for a Broadcom.net right here on Elgin Street with the Freedom March of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, the capital. Which is the color of mourning. It's residential. School children.
don't need the vaccination. It's a lie. It's not true. It's based on fraud. It's based on manipulation. It's based on mainstream media lies. CTV, Global, CBC, they're lying to you. They're not true journalists. They're not telling you about the vaccines. They're not telling you that kids don't die from the vaccines.
Freedom passport! Freedom passport! Freedom! Freedom!
They're lying to you. They're not true journalists. They're not telling you about the vaccine. They're not telling you that kids don't die from the vaccine. That's perfect benefit, not worth it.
My body, my choice. We do not consent. Freedom
This is Maren Moltan for abroadcom.net. Today is Saturday, the 5th of June, and I'm standing on Elgin Street looking up to the Parliamentary Hill on the left and to the right. The march is going to proceed in the market, the Byward Market. Again, this is Ottawa, Ontario, the capital of Canada. Father Will is carrying my stand. The police are protecting us just the way they're supposed to. Thank you so much for your service.
Has a 99.9% survivability rate.
It's the Freedom March.
Yeah, I don't like, I enjoy them.
Why is the information pamphlet blank on these vaccinations? Because they're not actually vaccinations.
They're poisoning you.
Our children have not been in school for 14 months. Shame on us, Canada. Shame on us.
Palestine. You called your book about the experiences of 76.
We are in the Also Good Cafe, and it's the Mask-Free Saturday. And we are open to the public with these fantastic cakes and ice cream. And you don't have to wear a mask at all. Every Saturday.
I'm asking everybody, is it matter for you? For all of you, is it matter? Or it's more matter that mask protest, or that matter something else right now? That vaccine, that music award, whatever, somebody didn't get nothing. Is it important for you, Canada? What are you looking on a TV for? We cannot, we send emails to news, we send email to radio, we send email to everybody, we speak to youth protection, we speak to police, I speak to criminologists, and nothing still done. Nothing. How is it possible?
So you worry for your children?
I worry for the well-being of every Canadian.
You don't want to be on the camera?
That would be preferable, maybe even, because my identity, you know, I don't know what to do because it's so easy to trace people in here, you know, and
Afraid of the government tracing you?
I don't afraid of nobody. I have no fear.
They could do that right now, huh? Please go right ahead, my dear.
The people are gonna keep working. The people are gonna be dressed, undressed, whatever labeled in Canada by color, race, by history, they're gonna try to identify every Canadian just to say, oh, you are this or you are this, right? Right? Please, 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 it's urgent. Hurry up. The traces can be covered, you know. That the DNA lasts only 24 hours. You know, it's important, it's essential. Till they time they're gone, they're getting abused, discriminated, disregarded, never listened to, never understood. And my specific matter, I found some information regarding a child abuse in Canada, which is targeting the group of 0 to 4-year-old particularly. I think this is much more matter right now than an anti-mask protest. Then all the people can run around and do whatever they want. Some people never gonna participate. I'm okay with that. I want people come forward for what's really matter from them. You know, it's a family and a new generation, you know. Kids particularly, you know, the most how do you say the word when you have no rights?
The most vulnerable.
No protection. No, how you say the word? Nothing practically. That's what it is.
Because
they have to change the laws, you know, and that's how it starts, right? How can you get protected if you have no law about it? How? On the first place, how come the companies, the youth protections and all other ones who taking care of those ones, we don't know nothing about when the kids are from this age custodied by them. How come it's happening here? The parents, they don't give no reports to us. They don't know what's happening. We as a parents, as adults, we don't know what's going on right there even. So therefore, they're using it. They fully, you know, how do you say, take advantage of this situation. Is it matter for you people? The 5 days passed today. 5 days after I know something happened. And I had a confirmation, verbal confirmation from a person who really mattered to me. And everybody just disregarded. How is it possible? Where is the truth? Where is anything here? What are we standing on this ground? What is it? Constantly abused, discriminated, disregard, whatever you say, it doesn't matter here. There is no freedom. And it's never gonna be. Changes need to be done. And I want each of you participate. Please, call me. Contact me by email. My email, small letters, VITAX, number 2 again, 2, one time though, at gmail.com. Thank you very much. I welcome everybody who wants to join me on this rally.
So the gentleman who was dressed in like spotless brand new jeans, a spotless brand new black leather jacket,
He looked like somebody just went shopping with him, and usually he'd be wearing suits. I could just pick him right out. I didn't know why nobody else noticed that. I knew he was trying to look like somebody else, you know. And then I said to him, it's really not fair to record people when they don't know that you're recording them, and it's illegal. And then he started arguing with me and denying that it was criminal, that it was illegal and against the law to videotape people when they don't know that you're videotaping them. And then he walked off. Strangest experience, but he sure looked out of place there. Let's have a look at the terraces here. Not much going on at all. We are, of course, at the promenade here, Ottawa River, where the Gatineau River verses into the Ottawa River. These are $1 million houses and properties. Not Chamaya. Going on. And these people are sitting on the terraces. Well, we're having a snack. We just finished dinner, early dinner at the Phoenix, I think it is, on the corner of Maloney on Grabber Boulevard in Gatineau. The game is back on to sitting without masks inside dining in the province of Quebec. That is quite nice. We made a point in jumping on the occasion, first time possible, and then you leave your table, you're gonna have to put your mask on, you're gonna pay your dinner at the cash, you're gonna keep your mask on and walk out of the joint. And that's the rules. So it's back to the nonsense, and let's hope our restaurants and small business gastronomy survives anyways. They have my full support. And if you need support because you're fighting any fines, you can go to fightingthefines.com. You can also go to standupcanada.solutions or as well to weareallessential.ca. They all provide very good information about how to fight this nonsense. I'm going to conclude this statement with the fact that in Ontario, the employees at the also good cafe in the market shoot the last little bits of the Freedom March out today because there's really not any in-person dining possible according to Ontario regulations, which are
immediate to cash.
Yeah, too long to discuss here. That is just the cue. And nonsense. Back to the nonsense. I gotta figure out how much I wanna protest and how much I just wanna not be a nuisance all the time. I don't enjoy that part. I don't like to make people feel uncomfortable at all. I just don't want to go along with nonsense. Thanks for tuning in. This is Maren Moltan at thebroadcom.net. Today is Saturday, the 5th of June, 2021.